Good morning. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. So I thought I'd do like a past, present and future. Or you can have like your spirit, your soul and your destiny, whichever way you want to describe it. So I'll just shuffle the cards. Obviously this is general. So this is however you want to word it. So this could be past or it could be spirit. This could be present or soul. And then this could be destiny or future. So the first card is the King of Swords. So this can be you or it can be a man in your life. If it's a man, then it can either be, it can be an air sign, because the swords are associated with the air signs, which is Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. So in the past, you could have been dealing with this kind of person. Now, the kings are generally a little bit older as well, and the swords, they don't always get a really good rap actually, because I don't know whether it is literally because of the sword that kind of concerns people, but swords are to do with communication, and I suppose really getting straight to the point. Okay, so if this comes up in the past, it can mean like a very strong male figure. It can be you, but it could also be about having that wisdom and being a bit more rational. And looking at things from your head rather than looking at things from your heart, from that kind of point of view. And also about voicing and expressing yourself. And I suppose it would be somebody, if it's not somebody, a situation where you get into the facts, whereas the opposite to this would be the King of Cups, who would be more in tune with his emotions and more emotional. Not to say that the King of Swords isn't, but he would generally be a bit more rational, and kind of, I suppose, a bit more, he'd probably go with his head a little bit more. Now, presently, we've got the Nine of Swords. So this card is, it's about worrying. It's worrying about things that could happen, not necessarily, I can't even speak, it's not necessarily things that have happened. Also in the pictures you can see the dawn's just breaking. So the saying for this card is it's always darkest before the dawn. And this is, it's about thinking about things. It's about thoughts whirling round and round and round. So if this was for present, that could be how you are thinking. Or if it's your soul, maybe this is how your soul's thinking. And it's kind of basically saying that try not to overthink things. Try not to have things going round and round in your head. You know, ask yourself if these things are actually as bad as what you think they are, or if you're letting yourself get caught up in a spiral of despair. So it's telling you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and because you're kind of caught up in these thoughts, you're missing what's going on around you. So it's kind of saying pay attention to what is happening with your thoughts. And also sometimes, you know, it can also take just as much energy to worry about things as it can to be more positive. So this isn't to say that things are not negative, but it's trying not to get caught up in that cycle where I suppose anxiety is probably a good one to explain this card, where you've got thoughts just racing round and round and round. And obviously with anxiety, a lot of the time anxiety it's future. It's thinking about what could happen. It's not always about presently what's happening. And because this card's in the present, I'd also say it's kind of saying try and remain in the present with your thoughts. Okay, and then we've got the Queen of Wands. She's sat on a massive dragon, which is lovely. So the Queen of Wands, she's the goddess, she's the maiden, she's the crone, she's the mother, she's the queen. If you're into archetypes, she is essentially kind of all of them really. Now this is different. This is a different interpretation to the other cards that I use. But yeah, this can be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, and it doesn't have to be. And she's got flowers in her hand as well, and she's got a cat as well. So even though she might look quite tough because it's looking like she's tamed the dragon, doesn't necessarily mean that she is. It also means that maybe she's kind of encouraging you to think about what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that you want to do. It can be a strong female figure. It can be you. Maybe you want to be the queen of your life. But she's basically telling you that change is possible. So you're interested, you've gone from this to this, and that you can be the queen of your life, I suppose. Now, she'd also be someone who wouldn't follow people. And she's also a very strong person, okay? But I suppose one of the questions for this card is, do you feel that you can be like her and you are strong enough for what lays ahead? But also, because she's a wand, and wands are movement and things moving quickly, it can also be, what are you waiting for? So for example, if you wanted to go off traveling, if you wanted to start something new, if you wanted to do a course, what else? If you wanted to go for something in a relationship or a new job, this card is kind of saying, well, what are you waiting for? Just go for it. Stop worrying about what could happen and go for it. So, or if you're talking about destiny, then destiny would be go for it, basically. So I hope you liked that. I thought it was quite interesting. And have a nice weekend.